Hi guys, welcome to Scott Family Homestead. Today I want to introduce myself because we've got a lot of new followers both on YouTube and Instagram. We had a reel that kind of went viral over on Instagram with over 1 million views, and there was a lot of comments and questions on there, and so I want to address some of that today. So first, let me introduce myself. I'm Christine. My husband Ryan and I are farming in northern Wisconsin, a place where you don't get a ton of information. A lot of stuff is from warmer climates and in the south, and so we are hoping to kind of fill that for the people in the north who really want to get started with this and maybe don't have family who have done it before. Maybe like us, you are a first generation homesteader and we would love to help you out. So we raise chickens, turkeys, ducks, pigs, beef cows, and dairy. We also have bunnies, cats, and dogs. We grow a really large garden. This year we're putting in a high tunnel so that we can do more gardening up here in the north. And our big philosophy is helping people get started right where they are, whether they are on a city lot or maybe in an apartment, you're container gardening, whatever it is. You don't have to have beef cows to find a place here on our page. So I started on Instagram many years ago. The Instagram world has really changed a lot since then, and about a year ago we decided to venture into YouTube as well because we had bought a farm and we had previously been homesteading. We started on a little city lot and had meat birds and chickens, and then we moved to a 10-acre lot that was mostly wooded, and there we did like a ton of gardening, and we started with our pigs. And now that we're at the farm, now we have cattle, and we have expanded into a bunch of other things and breeding programs. So the reason we got started sharing on our blog and Instagram, YouTube, is to try to help people get into homesteading and having it be more accessible and easier, kind of take out the fear of it and kind of take out the complicated narrative that seems to be out there. A lot of times, even something simple like baking bread, you will see all of these things. Oh, you have to do this to bake bread. You aren't doing it right unless it's sourdough, or you're not doing it right unless it's this, that, or the other thing. And it really can be as simple as putting 6 ingredients together in a mixer, letting the mixer knead it, and letting it rise. I think we have this tendency to overcomplicate things a lot of times, and it's keeping people from getting out of this broken food system and doing things themselves. And I think we need to make that a lot easier. So I started getting a lot of comments on that reel. It was a joke about how to trick your wife into thinking they don't have chicks at Tractor Supply so you don't end up with more chickens. My husband kind of had the idea, and then I helped him film it and put it up on Instagram, and we had a really fun time with it. Part of the joke is that Ryan is really the one that brings animals home much more often than I do, but he had a fun time making that reel. But anyways, we started getting a lot of messages and comments about Tractor Supply not being a great place to buy chickens because of whatever reason. And, everybody had different reasons. And I kind of want to address that because we're big fans of Tractor Supply, and I want to tell you why. I think it's important to do full disclosure here that I am a Tractor Supply affiliate. But if you buy something from my Tractor Supply links, I get like a tiny little kickback, similar to Amazon affiliate. However, I applied to be a Tractor Supply affiliate because of my belief in their company. Okay, so how does Tractor Supply come into all this? Well, Tractor Supply a lot of times is the first point of contact for people who want to get into homesteading. You have people who want to homestead who live in areas that are not farming communities. They don't have a feed store. Specifically in terms of buying chicks, a lot of people are not wanting to get the shipping minimums that some of these hatcheries have. Getting started with 15 birds instead of 4 is really difficult for people living on a city lot and wanting to do this. So now we get our feed from a feed mill, and it's much cheaper than Tractor Supply. That is a fair analysis that they are often more expensive than buying in bulk. However, where we used to live, Tractor Supply was all we had. And so for homesteading to be accessible, that's what we had to do. this is Martha. She's gonna be our beef mama someday. She was born just before coming to the farm. Her mama, you can't see her, but she's the low-line Angus over there. Come here, sweetheart. If you have a local breeder that you can get your hatching eggs from or chickens from, that's amazing. If you have the ability to order from a hatchery, that's awesome. That's how we got started too. But if you are looking to get just a couple of chickens and Tractor Supply is your starting point, don't feel bad about it. They are a company that is making homesteading accessible to so many people who would not otherwise be able to do it. When we got started, we did not even have a 1/4 acre. I mean, we were on a tiny city lot. Thankfully, there were no rules there. So we were able to just get chickens, and we literally had a chicken tractor that went into our front yard, and people would drive by and stop and point, and we were raising our own meat on this little tiny lot. But we had to move the meat birds often enough that there wasn't room in the backyard. So they would go along the house and into the front yard. And I know that's not totally feasible for everybody, but I just want you to know where we came from and the fact that we started where a lot of people are right now who want to get into homesteading. Now we've got this barn that was a huge dream of ours, and we've expanded into all these things, and I feel like I can finally share with people that are on all levels of the homestead journey, because we have slowly expanded, taking one step at a time, adding different animals to our homestead. If you are truly trying to help the homestead community, your content should reflect helping people from the very beginning with what resources that they have available to them. I recently had a larger account steal an image off my blog of my first chicken tractor design. And they used it to make a YouTube video, which has now been taken down for copyright infringement, on why chicken tractors are bad. Now, his claim was that chickens can't properly grow in a tractor. And people have been using tractors for, I don't even know, decades, probably longer. We've been growing meat birds in our tractors since we got started, and we've never had growth issues. Basically, it's simply untrue. His claim was that they can't grow because of the height of it, but a chicken in a 24-inch tractor is the equivalent of us being in a building with 12-foot ceilings, okay? These are not large animals, and they're gonna be just fine in a chicken tractor. But in this, everybody else is doing it wrong, and I have the right answers only, you have to follow me, really is gonna alienate a ton of people who don't have the ability to free-range meat birds all over their property. If you're doing it the way that we started out, chicken tractor is really the way to go. And as soon as somebody says, we have to stop doing this, it really creates a level of complication that doesn't actually exist in homesteading. You're gonna be just fine raising your meat birds in a chicken tractor. I think this one might be sitting on a duck egg. I'd love to get under there and see what she's got. She does, she's got a duck egg under there. One duck egg and one chicken egg, looks like. Yesterday we got our first duck egg, so that is really exciting. Now, all that to say, everybody's absolutely allowed their opinions. Careful not to spread it as fact when there's nothing backing it up. And it sometimes comes out as, you're doing it wrong, instead of, here's what's worked for us. And so here we try to be really intentional about that. Now, I can speculate on the intent of this content creator, but honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure if it truly was an educational moment. I don't know if it's for clicks. I don't know if we're all in some kind of competition I didn't know we signed up for. I just don't see homesteading that way. I just really don't. Let's see. Got some frozen sap this morning, but it's running. So that's it for my soapbox moment this morning. Let's make homesteading accessible. Let's help our friends. Let's help our neighbors. Let's help complete strangers on the internet. We all have the potential to break out of this broken food system. That's what I believe to my core. That is why I am here, and I hope that you guys find some value in that. If you are not already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.